conclusion myself that it's the women themselves, I feel, what pulls women behind and why women are not able to come up to their optimum potential or up to their best potential. Basically, they are central to all our programs because it rises from the premise that we feel that without gender, without taking women as center of development, we cannot have development. One girl and this one village where no girl was allowed to come out. And this girl was called Nirasha by her parents. So that much about gender and discrimination because she was born after two girls. So they wanted a boy absolutely. So instead of Asha, they called her Nirasha. Of creating a world where people live in dignity and security and they have equal opportunity. So it covers women as well, where people means both men and women.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Women Entrepreneur TV. In the month of June, we bring to you an interview series where we speak to women leaders from across India and across industries. These women leaders take us through their industry expertise, their experiences, and share with us their very valuable thoughts. The first guest to join us on this interview series is Dr. Neelam Gupta. A scientist turned social development entrepreneur, Neelam is the president and CEO of AROH Foundation, an Indian NGO that works for underprivileged communities through sustainable development. A champion of women's cause, Neelam is a proponent of gender equality and women empowerment. She has spearheaded many programs that have positively impacted thousands of lives, and she does it all with a gracious smile. Dr. Neelam, welcome to Women Entrepreneur TV, and thank you so much for giving us your time. Can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
So I'm Neelam Gupta, and my journey has I passed through various vocations and various type of works during my journey as a professional journey. So I am basically a science graduate, and then I did my MSc, BSc and MSc from University of Delhi Miranda House. After that, I did my PhD doctorate from Indian Agricultural Research Institute. And I had been working as a scientist, but then being a woman, I got married and then I took a break. And after that, I restarted and worked as an entrepreneur for some time in my life. But then there was always this thing to do social good at the back of my mind, right? From the childhood, I wanted to do something to give back to the society. So in 2001, when I found the environment better, my children were a little more grown up, when I could find time for myself, then I totally plunged into social work. And that's when the foundation was born. And it was called AROH Foundation in 2001, just at the beginning of the new millennium. I set up this foundation, and now we are, I think, 22 years, more than 22 years, rather, it's going to be, yeah, 22 years of this journey into the social sector and this domain of doing social good. So here we are. Here, AROH Foundation is at this stage.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. So, Neelam, even in the 21st century, we see that a majority of Indian women are bogged down by societal and systemic challenges that ultimately hamper their growth. So, as someone who works in the development sector, as someone who works in the area of empowering women, what do you think are some of the most crucial factors that pull women and their growth back in the Indian society today?
Having worked in this domain and having worked with women all across India, and in all segments of women, all types of women, and we've been through the entire diversity of women, I feel, rather I've come to this conclusion myself that it's the women themselves, I feel, what pulls women behind and why women are not able to come up to their optimum potential or up to their best potential, or what hampers their growth, economic, financial, physical, or any other kind of professional growth. I think it's women themselves. There are, I feel, the centuries of subjugation, the patriarchal practices, and the forces, which women have come to endure. as a parameter of being a good woman, so as to say. So when you are trying to be a good woman, be it a daughter, be it a sister or a wife or a mother, whatever role she has to play, she tries to be good in that. And oftentimes you will see that she's been sacrificing her own self for that, whether it is on personal front, whether it is on professional front. So just small examples, they will eat at the end, they will eat the leftovers, they will not put forward their own choices. If the family has scarcity, they are the ones who suffer the most. I'm not talking about 100% women, but this is the by and large, this happens in India. This is the scenario in India. So if the child, even in COVID, we witnessed when the professional the jobs were going, when companies were taking away their employees. So it were the women who suffered the most, because they were the ones who they also opted out of the jobs, because somebody had to take care of the children, somebody had to take care of the parents. And men also said that, okay, we will keep the job, you opt out. So they were at various times, whenever things happen, whenever difficulties happen, you will always find women taking the brunt of any kind of situation that appears before a family. So it's the women who suffer. So basically the gender inequality arises from the family structure, from the women themselves. If they put and whatever they do, they also make their children do the same. They would make their daughters do the same, they would make their sons uh, you know do the same, whatever has been coming through the centuries and ages of practices. So wherever you will see women have taken a stand, if they have taken a stand that they would educate their daughters and they would see that they reach the top, they'll become a film star, they'll become a pilot, they'll become a model or whatever, you will see it's always the mother who's pushing them, who wants to do them the to be the best. So I feel that first and foremost, it's the women. If they start taking they don't take this gender inequality in their stride. They start asserting themselves and also pushing their daughters not to toe the stereotypes. They make their daughters also do the same. And then this stereotypical behavior, stereotypical practices, everything then keeps it gets promoted from generation to generation, and we see this generational inequality going on and on. So this is one thing. And second, of course, our society, which again comes down to the women themselves. If we, half of us, start asserting ourselves and say no to gender inequality, then I suppose things can be rooted out totally.
That's definitely great food for thought for us all. So, Neelam, can you also take us through the different programs that AROH Foundation runs that are geared towards women's empowerment?
So women, basically, they are central to all our programs, because it rises from the premise that we feel that without gender, without taking women as center of development, we cannot have development. Otherwise, it's lopsided as it is. It'll go on and on. So we adopt a 360-degree approach towards women's empowerment and development, which is a life cycle approach. What I mean to say is that you take care of women from age zero. Rather, we start from the fetus itself. So the moment there is a pregnancy, we start from the maternal care. We start advocating against female feticide right when they are in the womb. Women should be given good nutrition. They should be able to take care of their fetus. They should be able to take care of the maternity requirements, then pregnancy, then the childbirth. We take care of the entire thing from there. Once the child is born, we ensure that there is no inequality. There are equal opportunities for girls. They are taken to school. So we work with Anganwadis, where it all starts, when the first they go to school, once they come out of the home. And then we go to primary schools, where we ensure that girls are getting equal education, they are getting the facilities that are required. Then we take them to higher studies. We ensure that there is proper attendance of girls, there is proper there are no dropouts. amongst girls, which becomes more and more as you go higher up in the educational ladder. So, right now, government has seen there is full enrollment. We get 100% enrollment in the initial classes. But as you go higher, the dropouts go on increasing. And at the end of higher education, there is a heavy dropout of girls, especially in the interiors. Maybe various reasons of, schools not being available nearer to the villages or colleges not available. So there are many, many barriers which we can talk about. But RO ensures that, their education is taken care of. They get equal opportunities for education. They get equal opportunities for healthcare. Often women suffer the healthcare. They do not speak up. For families may not pay much attention to their health as much as boys. So their healthcare. And then we also work on their skill development. We ensure that women not only get educated, but those women who have been left behind or now are not getting educated anymore, they should learn some skills where they can do some economic activity and they can be a part of the process of development in the country. So all these things are, all these programs are taken up by RO, which are dedicated programs. For example, we have a project called Shakti, where we take care of their health, hygiene, their rights and their livelihoods. We ensure that, especially the adolescent health, especially the menstrual health, which is a big issue in India, providing them with menstrual products, providing them with awareness, providing them with the care facilities and other things during menstruation and all, and removing taboo against the periods and things like that. So this is one program. Then we have a project called Rise, where we take care of children between, especially girls between 6 to 14 years of age, giving them remedial education so that they can cope up with the studies. So we have another project called Hriday, where women are given holistic kind of development and empowerment, including their skills, income generation, livelihoods, advocacy, awareness. All these issues are dealt with. This is happening in Rajasthan. We have several projects under Parivartan project, which is funded by one of the leading banks of India, where we cover more than nearly 20,000 women under those projects in different geographies, where again we are taking care of this 360 degrees approach, starting from their health care, from maternal care, maternity care, to their vocational training, health, skill development, and economic empowerment. Then we also take up projects like, women entrepreneurship development. One of our women startups has won a state funding of 75 lakh. So, we are also not only dealing with women at the level where they need hand-holding from zero level, but we also take care of women who have big ideas and they are not able to execute. So give them full support so that they can execute their ideas and come up as big entrepreneurs or as a big startup. So all those programs are being taken up by us. We have another program of financial literacy program for women, where women are there. We are opening their bank accounts, telling them about various instruments, savings, micro credits, and so that, they become equal. At least, they have the opportunities. They know what can be done. So we want to empower them to this level. So these are some of the programs which I have touched upon. Of course, there is a long list also, but by and large, we are helping them with in removing barriers, basically, to their success.
That's a commendable list of programs that the AROH Foundation is running. And I'm confident that these programs have positively impacted thousands of lives so far. So you touched upon gender equality in a lot of your programs. So I'd like to know from you, the gender equality is one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So where do you think India currently stands in terms of strengthening gender equality in different spheres of life and work?
It's the situation with most of the nations, underdeveloped nations in the world. In India, it's the same thing. It's one of the most desired norms that we are looking forward to in the society. And we literally, we are craving to have gender equality for such a long time. And we keep boasting about our demographic dividend, that India is a young nation. We have nearly 65% population who they fall between 29 to 35 years of age, which of course is a big dividend, a big power that India is sitting on. And we also talk about $1 trillion economy, $5 trillion, and all those things. But the question we ask is, if there is no gender equality, then where are we leaving that 50% gender dividend? If you leave them behind, if their participation is not up to the mark, if 17% of women participate in the GDP as compared to 37% of men, then who is going to fill up this gap? How are we going to achieve the true potential of a nation? So that is where we stand. Much needs to be done. The progress has been there. Everybody can see that enrollment is now 100%. More girls are going to school. There are less instances of early marriage for women. They are in leadership positions. We have laws like 33% reservation for women in politics, women in leadership. Similarly, now recently you must have heard that independent board members of any listed company, one should be women, at least one has to be women. So there are laws coming. We have equal property laws. But then, despite all that, I'll give you some very alarming figures. When you see the reports, and which come year on year, to tell us where we stand. So where is and they take particular indicators to show us where we stand. So a recent report has come, Global Gender Report, Gap Index report, which is taken out by World Economic Forum 2022. It says that India is ranked 112th amongst 153 countries in the world as far as gender parity index is concerned. So this is, this is really, not acceptable as a nation which is raring to go, which is raring to become a superpower, and we are at this stage. Then we have, and another alarming point is that we have fallen down from the previous years. We were 108th position in 2020. Now we are on 112. In 2006, we were at 98th position in the same report, and they are very credible reports. So we are slipping down. That means all said and done, we are not reaching where we should be in gender equality. And then there are other reports also, other parameters to be seen. In economic participation of women, we rank 135 out of 146 nations, who were taken for under this report. Then in educational attainment, we are 107th. Health and survival rank, we are at 135th rank. So similarly, political empowerment, we have done better. We are at 48th rank. So in 75 years of independence, what have we been able to achieve? And gender empowerment, gender equality, as you know, it's been the Millennium Development Goals. We had to achieve by 2000. Then we shifted our goals. So we are shifting our goalposts. We come up with SDGs. MDGs never happened. So we coined another big thing. We call them SDGs. SDGs had to be achieved now. By 2030, we are saying we should achieve SDGs. But we are now in 2023. With the pace that we are going, do you think in another 7 years, we will be able to bridge that gap? There is no way, because, those kinds of results are progressively, we are not seeing that, outcome. We are not seeing that kind of progress happening. We are rather slipping down. So this is what this is where we stand at the moment, based on the facts and figures. All said and done, practically we see gender inequality, gender discrimination everywhere. We can't go out at night. We can't get equal pay for equal jobs. We can't go to the leadership positions. We can't do the jobs that we want. So basically, it's about freedom of choices that the girls don't have. That we do check, we see everywhere. Everybody observes those things. But the figures also state that much more than what we see.
So you rightly mentioned that we do need direction. So, in your opinion, what steps can different stakeholders like organizations, education institutions, foundations such as yours, and individuals like us take to bring about a realistic change in the Indian society?
I feel that more awareness, more advocacy, and bringing out the role models. I'll give you an example from our own work. We've been working for a long time to empower women, to train them, and to put them in jobs. So it's all about economic empowerment of women. So we have been working. I'll give you a real example near Greater Noida. We've been working in some villages, and these areas are very patriarchal societies. They do not allow girls to come out, especially in the villages. So we wanted to take out girls, to empower them, to train them, and to put them into jobs. And there was this one girl and this one village where no girl was allowed to come out. And this girl was called Nirasha by her parents. So that much about gender discrimination, because she was born after two girls. So they wanted a boy absolutely. So instead of Asha, they called her Nirasha. Such a sad state of affairs. And this girl, my team found this girl, and somehow this girl, it's a kind of encounter with this girl. And she told us that she does want to do something in life. She was a bright student till 10th standard, but after that there was no school. She had to drop out, and she wanted to do something, but her parents will not allow. So our team went there. We did a lot of counseling, telling the boys, her brothers came out to fight with our team. The parents were absolutely, they were saying no to the to this whole thing. Very with But they were very poor BPL family, nothing to eat. No boy, that way the boys were already smaller than her. They were not able to earn. So with great difficulty, the team was able to convince the parents about their condition and how this girl in 3 months will start earning. So we took her out. It was a residential training. After 3 months of training, this girl was put up in Big Bazaar. And then from there on, in 3 years now, she has become the team leader. She's handling 25 women, and she earns a handsome amount. But the best part was, magic happened when all other girls from her village came out for the course. She was like a celebrity in her village. When she went back, they all kind of, gerawed her, and they were looking up to her as if she has become a star overnight.
Mm,
And then every parent, people were coming to our team. They were asking us whether their girls can also join the course, their girls can also earn like that. So that is when the change happens.
mm.
When you show them role model, when you show them nothing bad is happening here, it's only for their own good. So they themselves then would adopt the change. So I feel that change in mindset is very important. One, if people change, then they demand change. Then governments also have to give in. It has to come from people.
Thank you so much for sharing those real life stories with us. And I'm sure these positive stories and bringing out role models can go a long way in bringing about positive impact. So, Neelam, I'd also like to talk to you a little bit about the role of technology and the internet in today's day and age. So, technology and internet have today emerged as powerful tools of change. So, in your opinion, how can technology be leveraged to educate and empower Indian women?
So we are seeing a era, we are seeing a time where this technology is helping us in big ways, in personal lives, in professional lives, and in general. You see all around how technology has changed our lives. So similarly for our programs, I think technology has been a big booster, so as to say, because there are many things which we could not do earlier. With the advent of technology, I think we have been able to take certain things to the last mile, to the grassroots level. Be it job opportunities, work from home jobs, which have been possible through online, and we are helping women take up online jobs sitting at home, because it's not possible for them to travel to work locations sitting in a village. And we have also been able to connect our women entrepreneurs with the markets. There are various e-platforms. So technology has helped us, they can sell their products there. Government has also created some platforms where we have enrolled these women, we have attached these women to those platforms, and directly they just register their product and people are coming to them. We have been selling their products on Amazon, Flipkart. We have ourselves, facilitated that kind of opportunity, which is giving them a great economic benefit. Then we also do a lot of online awareness, advocacy, trainings, capacity building, not only for beneficiaries, for also our own staffs. Going forward, they are located in various project locations where every time, travel is not only expensive, but sometimes it's not even possible sending people there. But that online tools, internet has enabled us. It's a big enabler, basically. It has enabled us to take up several things, several type of developmental works which were not possible earlier. And we at AROH are fully utilizing those platforms. I mean, to the hilt, wherever it is possible, we are really engaging them through online platforms. And all our teams in various locations, AROH has around 500 people working at different project locations. So they are all IT enabled. We've given them laptops, we've given them access to internet. And even if we do not reach out to the last mile with the devices, but we do reach out to our own staffs and our own functionaries till the project end. And from there on, they can also roll out these facilities to the beneficiaries. So here we are taking this technology helping us in a big way.
Mm. So we've spoken at length about the harsh realities and the disappointing statistics that currently exist. But I would like to end the conversation on a more positive note. So, as someone who works in the social development sector, I'd like to know what's your wish and your hope for the future of India?
So basically, my vision is of creating a world where people live in dignity and security, and they have equal opportunity. So it covers women as well, where people means both men and women. And totally, this encompasses gender equality as a core area of work, because that is where we find barriers. And the same has been translated and to the DNA of AROH Foundation. I see to it that everybody has, when they come to AROH, they start dreaming that same vision. Everybody has that same vision. So if that one change we could bring in the society is that women should get freedom of choices. I feel that is where they lack, maybe whatever reason, there are barriers to let them have freedom of their choice. So equal opportunities and freedom of choices, these are the two things which go hand in hand. You give them opportunity, let them choose their path, let them have freedom of choice. So I look for a society where we are trying to provide equal opportunities, government is trying to provide equal opportunity. Let us all come together and give them a freedom of choice now. So I would say that we let us all work towards it.
So, that was Dr. Neelam Gupta of AROH Foundation sharing her thoughts with us. With that, we come to the end of this conversation today. Thank you so much for watching and staying with us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to hear more such interesting conversations on Women Entrepreneur India TV. Thank you.